The first dysfunction of a team is the absence of trust. And again, if you're anything like me, you're looking at that saying, well, no duh. How insightful is that? The absence of trust. And it isn't all that insightful, except that when I'm talking about trust on a team, I'm not talking about predictive trust. Predictive trust says that you and I have worked together long enough to know that if you say this, I know this is probably what you really mean. Or if I say this, this is how you're probably going to react. Any two people that have known each other for a long period of time can have predictive trust. That's not the kind of trust that builds a great team. The kind of trust I'm talking about on a team is what's called vulnerability-based trust. That's how I refer to it. Vulnerability-based trust. The willingness of people on a team to be emotionally vulnerable and human with one another. What does that look like? It means they say things like, I don't know the answer to this, or I made a mistake, or I need help, or I'm not good at this, or I'm sorry, what I said yesterday was out of line. They can be completely honest about who they are as a human being and about the mistakes and faults they have. And when people on a team know that everybody's capable of being vulnerable, it builds an amazing trust. This is probably the most common problem I see among CEOs and senior executives in the companies I work with. The unwillingness to hold each other accountable. And I'm very familiar with this because I happen to share this. I am miserable at this. I do not like to hold my staff accountable. And there's a technical term, I don't know how many of you have gone to business school or studied psychology, but there's a technical term for people like me, and it's called a wuss, right? I mean, I just don't want, I'm a wuss out. But that is one of the biggest problems. We have a question? Yes.
It dealt with the subject you're dealing with now, Pat. What do you do if you have a boss who's a hub and spoke guy, who wants people to be, big A, accountable to him, but doesn't recognize the value of peer-to-peer accountability? Yeah,
I think you have to ask yourself, or ask him or her, is he here, by the way? We could do it right now. No, okay, he's not here. You have to say, do you really want to be a team? Or do you want to have a series of one-on-one relationships? Because they're different. Remember, did I say before, teamwork is not a virtue, it's a choice.